Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4, The New Order, Last Days of Europe, with me, Alpha Omega, and the Empire of Japan. So, first of all, sorry about no videos yesterday and a reduced number of videos in the previous days. I'm actually working on a little project. I'm finishing up my office, installing bookshelves and stuff like that. We spent the entire yesterday with my friend in various shops, bringing up screws and, doing stuff like that. I'm hoping that eventually it's going to lead to a better acoustics in the room. I need to put some more padding on the walls, but this was the first step. Actually, it was step number 60, but, now we will have bookshelves with books and everything. We can unpack another part of the boxes that we still have lying around for half a year now, full of stuff that we don't have space for. So I'm gonna get back to the regular 2 videos per day from today, but we'll see. We'll see how it's gonna go. I might drop to 1 video or no videos in the upcoming few days, but it's very unlikely. Unless something horrifying happens, like they start collapsing around me. Anyway, with that off the table, we left the episode when we finished an action on focus called Ensure Inflation is Controlled, which reduced the inflation from... Or maybe it didn't? No, it probably did, because it was higher. It was about 4%, now it's 3.5%, so we're back to almost 6% in the real GDP growth. Now, we have a couple of options here that we can continue with. We could go with encourage consumer spending, which would increase GDP growth by 0.25, increase public approval, and it would start helping with the poverty a little, but it also lowers the income taxes by 2.5%, and it's not great. The income tax already is fairly low, so I want to push that off as far as possible. Pensions Act. Rebuild infrastructure is a good one. That one improves administrative efficiency, helps with poverty, and we get a bunch of projects that improve GDP. And then we could go with the expanding the Shingansen, which is really good. The trades of the future, we're actually working on that as well. Or we could go with this one, continue the blossoming partnership. That one gives us extra political power. It improves the source industrial expertise, gives us a boost to GDP, but lowers business taxes. But then there's this one, maximum investment in administrative stuff. Would be great, but the taxes, business taxes, how high are our business taxes? 23. So if you lower it by 2.5%, that's about 1/10, so we will lose about 0.8 billion. 0.8 billion, not great, but then one for political parties, policy effectiveness, administrative efficiency rapidly improves, and support in the House of Peers improves, and then this one would give us research speed and access to Higher Education Act. Well, I mean, if we go through these, we're gonna go through all of them. Then we're gonna go through, I guess, all of these, and then we're gonna go through all of these. And we can continue with the military ones. Okay, so let's go with continue the blossoming partnership. The Zaibatsu have been primary drivers of Japan's economic growth for generations. Fortunately, the short-sighted politicians who wish to rein them in have little power under our administration. We will continue to afford the Zaibatsu all the privileges and their position that their position deserves in order to continue the era of economic prosperity and growth that has made us a superpower. Alright then. So what can we do? We have 162 political power, which is pretty good. We're good on the votes. That one is fine. We need to... Okay, we can... increase military funding. I don't really want to do that. Apply battlefield lesson. What's my situation with the army? Could spend a little here. A partner of 22.5%. So that would be good to get this one. Encourage inter-service in war games. So that costs 50 political power and 50 command power, which we do not have. So we can do that one, and then we're gonna have 95 and. Okay, I could get this one more time, which is going to level them up both at around 90, and then we can take the inter-service war games and we'll be done with it for a while. And as far as the government goes, we don't have enough MPs in the parliament, which we need to fix. So we're going to use the public for that. And the propaganda campaign would be good. It would be great. But we don't want to do that one because we're going to get it from this one. So that is fine. So let's just use the public. There was an actual suggestion that we look at decreasing the power of the reformists. Which should, if you do, the issue is, I mean, this way we get 2.5%, which we steal from all of the other parties. If we go here, they lose 2.5%, but everybody gets them. So it is still more beneficial, in my opinion, to siphon these, but you're right that they are getting quite a lot of MPs. So at a certain point we might have to attack them directly. Which kind of sucks, but it might have to be the way we're gonna take. Okay, and with that said, what else can we do? Well, I would really like to continue the Shinkanzens. Connect the rural areas. Power trade, consolidate our infrastructure. We can naval dockyard in where? In Akita. Is it worth? Is it worth it? Akita. Not really. But if we get a naval dockyard, that alone might be good. Or this one. We get a school. Fukuoka is actually pretty big. Fukuoka. Pretty sure there is a ton. Yep, ton of GDP, so that would actually be worth it. Where was it? School construction incentive. I mean, it's very small, but it helps with the public. The issue here is that we really don't have enough political power, and not political power, the power of in the Yokosuka, and I'd rather do these ones, which are way more valuable. They cost more, but they're also way more valuable. So let us wait until we can take those for now. As far as military goes and the other reforms goes, a Red Poppy movement in a war. Okay, so the war in Burgundy continues. The pension and protection, these ones are not bad, but they all heavily increase the budget. So I'd much rather NGA support increases military funding, and we don't have anything left to build, really. So schools give us research speed. Offices, we have nearly 100% coverage. So what do we want? I mean, infrastructure, I think we finished it wherever we gained resources, haven't we? Okay, we haven't done it here, but it's worthless. Wait, where are we? Okay, that's... gotcha. Okay, we can build it here. That's gonna give us a little bit more steel, so we can export it. And we could build it here. No, is it here? No, wait. No, you're not giving us anything. What about Papua and places like that? They probably give us some reason. No, they give us literally nothing. That's interesting. I was pretty sure they would give us at least something, but turns out they don't. In Korea, we've already seen. Okay, that allows us to continue safely and no issue or anything. So let's be happy with it. The only issue that's bugging me right now is a little bit the euro deficit, and I mean the real GDP growth could be higher if we get around to it, but it's nothing really dramatic. So the reforms in the army are also something that we might want to. The IJA. I don't understand these ones. I mean, they give us command power, but we can keep doing them over and over, it seems. So it's just DEFCON approaches, increased military funding. I'm not very happy with these. We really need to deal with this. So, can we now please increase? Yes, we can. Okay. That's what we needed. We need to do it again and again and again and again to burn the public support, unfortunately, but it is what we need. I mean, the economy is growing, which is fine. We've had a really good year as well, so it's not like we have any major issue or anything. It's just that everybody seems to be growing faster than us. That's not great. Okay, so we finished the 1970 missile battery. We're still working on the nuclear reactor, so let's start working on the sonars. As submarines became increasingly capable of avoiding standard sonar systems, locating mechanisms struggled to keep pace. The advent of new and more precise methods was a godsend for the industry and forced submarines to once again work in deeper waters. Okay. Now I wanted to check the construction. Because we're building these, and we still haven't finished a single one of them. 12th of March. Now that is an issue. Cruise the Typhoon. Why is the Typhoon class outdated? Because of these? Yeah, I guess it is. But we also want to give them the nuclear reactor. So I'll build 2 more and then we're gonna upgrade them. Let's build 2 of each and we're gonna work on it. What could we get? An army doctrine. Oh yeah, these ones. Supply chain reinforcement. Non-combat out-of-supply penalties are by 35% and supply grace increased, and infiltration assault available. Our use of large-scale operations is contingent upon plentiful supply lines. It is therefore imperative that we adequately prepare them by using our engineers to rebuild infrastructure in occupied territories and using reserve forces as truck drivers and escorts whenever possible to ensure a steady line of supply reaches the front. Okay, 2 extra. And I guess, yeah, we can take the last one. Wartime industry. Oh, that actually gives us production units. An extra 1. Okay, so we'll have 2, roughly, that we can put on military. Napoleon had learned that an army marches on his stomach. A century and a half later, the army's stomach has grown enough to necessitate a nation's worth of factories and workers. Ours shall step up to the task. Okay. There we go, that was fun. Okay, let's just boost the infrastructure generally everywhere. we'll just have upgraded infrastructure in all of Japan, which is good, you know, that is not a bad thing to do. Okay, use the public again. So now we have 182. And the next time I get it, I'm going to work on the Shinkansens here. To Kyushu, this one. That increases GDP growth, administrative efficiency, and we get a new railway and a bunch of GDP boosts. The Dairan ports Uraggio and Kantoshu. Kantoshu. Oh yes, that's the okay. That's the fabled port over here. Gotcha. Okay, so we get 75 political power, and industrial expertise is improving, but we tank the taxes. Support the system. The inner administration may have been troubled, yes, but Ikeda and his allies understand the truth. Japan is better off under the caring watch of the YSK. The current system may have its problems, but for Japan's betterment it must be kept. Like a sword, it must be sharpened once more for dignity to be restored to our nation and citizens. Words are not enough, however. We must work to prove that the current system is in Japan's best interest. So support in the House of Peers increases by 5%. We get an event. Administrative efficiency increases or rapidly increases. Poverty rate will begin to improve. Maximum investment in administrative funding becomes available. Modified political parties, policy effectiveness drift. Okay, so we start to see a drift. And increases oppressive police, policy effectiveness, and penal system policy effectiveness. Gotcha. So didn't that reduce the taxes? Decreased by 2.5%. Yeah, the taxes were decreased by 2.5%, so they should be now at... No, they're not. Okay, so that's gonna take an effect yet. Okay, so I'm gonna assign the 2 factories to military, because that's what we gained here, and I'm gonna put them on what? Honestly, I think the transport helicopters. Because those are the ones that we want. So support the system. 316 billion. Well, we're chasing Germany, but... Yeah, here we go. Now the taxes have reduced and we have the deficit again. The debt to GDP is still dropping, but we are actual, and you saw that also in the report that the actual debt is increasing, which doesn't really make me happy. I won't lie. So can we now? No, not yet. 3 more days, and then we're gonna deal with this. Come on. $182. Okay, so now we have 193, and we can expand the Shinkansens to Kyushu. So GDP growth is gonna increase by 0.15%. Administrative efficiency will begin to improve. Level 5 railway from Okayama to Fukuoka will be finished. We gain a building site in Fukuoka, and GDP in Fukuoka will increase by 0.5%, Yamaguchi by 1%, Hiroshima 0.5%, Okayama 1 build slot, and state GDP by 1%. Okay, that should be still enough for us. Yes, we're still a dominant power in the Yokusankai, so that is okay. And what can we research now? As far as industry goes, we researched everything. I don't think we have any synthetic refineries. Fungus Spain declared war on the Asturian workers' battalions. Okay. Not really bothering us all that much. Now we are working on the new APC. Yeah, that one doesn't get anything. Spore liner. We're using a lot of anti-air in our infantry units, so I think going this way into the advanced anti-air is a good idea. Advanced anti-air. Yeah, let's go this way. Modern anti-air weaponry. Breakthrough, soft attack. Not sure what these. Yeah, these are for ships. Improved heavy anti-air. Still, let's go with advanced anti-air. We need to start producing that. The rapidly changing situation above the ground meant that the anti-air guns needed to be able to move quickly from one place to another. Towed anti-air made this possible. So... wait, are we producing? Yeah. Yeah, it is the right one. Okay, we want that one. I was confused if this is the upgrade to the current anti-air that we are using, but it should be. Because we have basic anti-air, so dump a lot of factories onto that one and take it out. So we have a ton of political power. Don't need to use it here. Not very interested in these ones. Plan large-scale exercises. Okay, so we got command power now, so we can do the other thing that we wanted. Promote officers in the Navy and then encourage inter-service war games. So support from the Navy 97.5 and from the Army 90. Nice. That burned a lot of political power and a lot of command power, but it is also good. Yeah, and this increases support from IJA, so let's get that one as well. And we are doing good. Now, next thing I would like to do is look if we want to do Kanagawa, Kanahoku, Taihaku, Kanahoku, Hyogo. Yeah, Fukuoka, we know that that one is good. Education policy effectiveness, rural investment, Miyazaki, Hyogo. There's a couple of things that pertain to Hyogo, and I'm not sure which one that is. Hyogo. It has a... damn, it has a lot of GDP. So urban investment strategy, and there was a couple of other things. Taihaku, Kanahoku, Hyogo. Okay, that's 1.5. Slightly increases military supervision. Now let's go with the urban investment strategies. Kitakochi, Yamaguchi, yeah. I'm gonna upgrade Hyogo a little bit. And military austerity is gone. So the deficit is now at 0.62%, which is quite high. And it wasn't even... yeah, okay, it didn't even calculate the military austerity yet. Or the lack thereof. Wait. Navy. We got you guys, and we got you guys. So I'm gonna sail over here and we're gonna train your air force. Let them drill before we assign you to a fleet. And you guys can also drill before we start upgrading you. 317. Yeah, we got a ton of time here. We have to keep an eye on it. Even more production units. Alright. Don't mind if I do. So you guys, what did we do with you guys? You're done, right? Yeah, you're done, okay. The only thing we wanted to send you was the supply helis. That one I think is going to be a little bit too expensive at this point. Have a supply company. Yeah, we're missing about 400 supply helicopters, so that's gonna have to wait a bit. Surinamese anti-government protests. Protests in the Suriname capital of Paramaribo have halted the city as anger against corruption in the government of Prime Minister Yomeinen continues to pour into the streets. Demonstrations remain non-violent, but students and factory workers conducted political demonstrations for Mainen's dismissal in swelling numbers. In response to the protest, Queen Juliana dismissed Mainen pending new elections in June. While the ordeal is unlikely to produce an investigation, the Prime Minister's dismissal has been hailed by the National Party as a victory for Surinamese democracy. The upcoming elections are already hard-fought, with campaign debates over independence and the royal prerogative polarizing voters. Trouble in the Exile Kingdom. Okay. It doesn't really bother us all that much. Okay, supporting the system is gonna be coming soon. How's the polity? Nice. Lowering at 32.64%. We're about 3% above where we started, but this is just wow. Military professionalism is now starting to improve really dramatically. Yeah, the fact that we're losing 0.2 daily political power gain is the worst part of this one. Industrial equipment is improving rapidly. Okay. You are also improving rapidly. Still deep. Investor efficiency currently improving. Well, I mean, we already have the streamlined bureaucracy, so getting to well-oiled machine is much harder. Healthcare is slow improving. Agriculture is improving more rapidly. That one is going to change soon to modern agriculture. I'm looking forward to that one. Modern research facilities, slow improving, and academic base, slow improving. Primary schooling, that one is also going to be a good one because that helps with the GDP modifier. And that is something that we want to get. Oh, okay. So this actually tanks our terrain. Akito and Eizo were now in their old years of age, sitting by the eastern docklands of the Tokyo Bay, a stone toss away from Kawasaki. They drank tea and gazed into the chopping waters and dark blue sky, wondering where their youth has disappeared to. Both of the men chattered of their fishing pastimes in the Tokyo Bay and reminisced of a past that had now been taken from them. The men sat there for hours, gazing at the countless freighter ships hauling in thousands of tons of shipment in each hour and discussed how this had changed everything. Akito expressed his anger that there were no more space left for fishermen like him, as the great ships would crush his vessel without even noticing. Eizo was silent and then grunted in agreement. He insisted that it was a great shame that the nation had forgotten its history of small fishing communities. Both of the men sipped their teas and continued to watch the great stretches of the Pacific waters, occasionally pointing at a bird or another freighter ship charging into the bay. They didn't bother bringing any fishing equipment with them, as their cynicism had already judged the government had replaced any desire to support fishing communities with the profits of offshore fishing operations and using the ports for shipping. In fact, these men were far too old to even climb down to the harbor to fish. They had no choice but to watch the buoys dance in the distant waters and listen to the gusts of ocean winds as prisoners of their old age. Akito and Eizo both grumbled as ships continued to sail in and dock in Tokyo's harbor, but they knew their age had eclipsed anything they could do to bring them back to the sea. Okay, well, that's kind of interesting because this one helps with poverty rate, but the event takes it away again. So, interesting. Well, either way, invest into the technological progress. So we get extra research speed and we present Bill. and research facilities will begin to improve. During the century, Japan has forged itself into a superpower, but we cannot stop to forget how this was made possible. Investments in research and education will be made, as well as the creation of a bill to expand the educational subsidies in order to prepare the next generation of bright minds for its grand future. Okay. Euro deficit is now 1.3 billion. That doesn't really stop us from dealing with this. Yeah, but Germany is just racing away from us. I think we're catching up to the United States, but not really when it comes to Germany. The German invasion of Burgundy. Okay, here is an event that we can use to end. So they're gonna grow even stronger. Urban investment strategy is done in 26 days. Shinkansen's gonna take 173 days. Lower investment. Kochi. This one helps with poverty. Kochi. Yeah, that one is really poor. So this is a bit of a waste, but it helps with the poverty rate, so I'm still tempted to do it. Anything else that would help with poverty? No, that's administrative office. Expand the healthcare. Prisons. School construction incentive. I think like expanding the ports would be a good Uraggio. And where's the Kanto Shu? We saw Uraggio, Kanto Shu. Wait, no, so that's Kanto Shu, and where is Uraggio then? Is it? Yeah, it's the two ports that we have. Okay, neither one of them is really valuable as a lone thing. But I have a feeling that it would still help us significantly eventually. It doesn't help with the GDP, but the naval accounts would be a nice boon. But I'm not really gonna go, head over heels to get that. I could launch a propaganda campaign and then embellish accomplishments twice for that. Okay, let's do it this way. It's gonna boost us again. And we're gonna do it one more time. And then we're gonna take that one once we have enough power for that. Anyway, the German invasion of Burgundy. With troops and military equipment steadily increasing along the German Burgundy border, and escalatory statements from German officials, many experts speculated that German intervention in the ongoing Burgundian collapse was certain. These beliefs were confirmed as German troops officially entered the collapsed Ordenstadt early in the morning, citing the need to secure their western border. Both SS legions as well as Himmler's forces have been targeted, confirming a suspected German objective of fully pacifying the region and eliminating the final SS stronghold in Europe. German officials have promised a swift victory, and while indications are that Himmler has attempted to reposition in the last attempt to hold out, most expect that the former Ordenstadt's days are numbered. V. Schwarz. Mutinies are crushed in accordance with eternal and unchanging iron laws. I'm just wondering if they're gonna launch the nuclear weapons, because they should have some now. And Himmler isn't a guy to mess around with. And of course it's gonna make them even stronger. So, I'm not happy with that really happening. But alas, what can we do? Okay, so all stats are green, this is green, we're doing good. 5% of that, 10% would be 18, 5 would be what? 9? But if you guys gain a little... Well, it will be very close. And we got the support to burn, so... It's not like we can't redo that. I'm gonna do it anyway. Good. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. See you in the next episode.